What is the key for Liverpool to lodge a serious title charge this season? The key.
I think Jurgen Klopp needs a plan B, right?
So, okay, what is his plan A in your
No,
opinion?
we know Liverpool's style of playing. They like stretching the pitch. They like making it as big as possible and then using their wing backs to capitalize on people. Now, in the game yesterday, as we saw, whenever teams sit deep, and Burnley did this against them last season when they won, they beat Liverpool last season. I think Alisson gave away a penalty or something like that. I don't remember quite what happened, but when teams decide that, okay, they're not going to allow those spaces in behind, then Liverpool struggles. No, because they don't have that sort of player in the middle of the park to find those passes through the middle. Because if out wide is not an option anymore, then you have to try and penetrate through the middle. They don't have a focal point striker, so they don't have someone who they can put it into, because we know they play with Jota, they play with Firmino. These aren't guys who you can put it into. These are guys who basically play like false nines. So they're bouncing around in different positions. So if plan A doesn't work, as we saw last night, they don't have a plan B. They don't have a way of breaking down teams who decide to be compact, right?
I thought you were gonna say last season and not last night.
No, no.
We don't want to remind the Liverpool fans of last
No,
season.
no, no. But that's what I'm saying. So because when they play wide, people start move, because that's why they play it out wide, because they're moving around the defenders or the midfielders. Everyone is moving around. So you get dragged out of your position because you want to cover the spaces that are out there. You get me? No,
So,
if you decide you're going to play a wall at the back, as Chelsea
yeah,
did with the five across last night,
yeah.
right? Then there's no avenue out wide. So now you have to try and penetrate.
So basically, you're saying when Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson does not have a good game, Liverpool will struggle, and they do not have a plan B to actually, counter that. And
Exactly.
last night's game taught us a lot as well, because Robertson, I think, had a very poor game. I think Robertson was the weakest link on the field.
If I'm to be honest with you, even going into that game, I was a bit nervous with Marcos Alonso starting, because I know
Alonso played well.
exactly. Alonso isn't the quickest. Defensively, he's not as sound. We know his attacking capabilities, they far outweigh his defensive contributions. And he was playing with Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold on the same side. So I was a bit nervous going into that game. And then I realized that, okay, if Guardiola, if Jurgen Klopp had the understand.
I know you have Pep on your mind. I know
No,
that.
no, I'm going to make I'm going to make a comparison to Pep. That's why I mentioned him. So
I know. Pep's giving you nightmares. I know it's okay. I know.
all right. So you see how Pep Guardiola plays Cancelo. See how Pep Guardiola plays Cancelo. How
Yeah.
oftentimes he comes into the midfield and creates passes.
To cancel Chelsea out on the 25th too.
Yeah, yeah. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, he does that a lot for Liverpool because there isn't enough creativity coming out of that midfield. So sometimes because Mohamed Salah has that wing for himself, Trent comes inside and then tries to string a pass. Even that pass for Jordan Henderson that came over the top that he got on the wrong foot. That was Trent coming on the inside and finding the pass over the top. You get me? No, there wasn't enough of that, and there isn't enough of that for Liverpool throughout the season because Trent plays in a wing-back position. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the key for Liverpool to really lodge a serious title charge is to stay fit. I think if this Liverpool team is fit, they would. This is just my opinion. You give yours. I think, judging from what they played, a fit Liverpool against Chelsea, you guys were unable to beat them. I don't care if you guys went down to 10 men. You did not beat Liverpool. You didn't beat them. And that's where the psychological advantage comes in. If you had picked up the victory where there were opportunities to do so, you failed to do so.
So let me ask you something before you progress. Do you think, right? You said a fit Liverpool and all of that. Who do you think came out of that game last night more confident?
I think in terms of confidence, who came out of the game
Because
more
you spoke about
confident?
psychological advantage, you know. You spoke about psychological advantage. So coming out of that game last night, who do you think have the psychological advantage? No.
I don't think. I think it was shared.
No, I can't.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
you're
why.
saying
No,
why do you think? So
no, let me
sorry, I
tell you why.
apologize.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Oh,
But
yeah.
let me tell you why I honestly think it was shared. Because I think confidence may be the wrong word you're using. I think Tuchel is relief. It's relief. Tuchel feels relief that he actually picked up a point from that game. So he walks away the happier, the two managers, from the result, seeing that they went down to 10 men and he was still able to walk away with a point at Anfield. For Jurgen Klopp, I think against Chelsea, one of the favorites to win the league, according to most, walking away with a point after losing the last game at Anfield to Chelsea is also a big result for him, and he would take confidence from that win as well, because
Okay.
Liverpool did not lose. As a City fan, lost to you in the Champions League, lost to you multiple times at the back end of the season. I get a draw against you on the 25th, bro. I'm happy. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
only got 1 point. I only got 1 point. Let us move on. Let's smash the other teams. You see? So that is just my whole thing. I don't think Chelsea walk away from that more confident. Like, yeah, we got a point from Liverpool. They probably thought they should have got 3. And Liverpool probably thought the same thing. So that's why I say it's sport shared. And all in all, it was an entertaining game, but
All
sport
right.
shared.
Folks in the comment section, let us know what you guys think. All right, let us know what you guys think. I think,
Look,
considering the circumstances and how everything seemed as if it was going against Chelsea, going into the first half, into the break, I think Chelsea would take a world of confidence from this, knowing that they were able to shrug off one of the best attacking teams across Europe, not only in England, one of the best attacking teams across Europe. They were able to shrug them off and to nullify their attacks. You realize the first 10 minutes into the second half, the commentator said not Benjamin Mendy, sorry, Edward Mendy.
I
said,
know. But look. It's
hold
all
on,
about,
I haven't finished my
yeah,
point. Sorry.
yeah. It's all
He
about
said it.
it's all about perspective. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, so
saying.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So when it comes to football, folks, it's all subjective, because the same way I can see something and say, okay, this is how I see it, Dominic will see it a different way, and that's why we want your views in the comment section, because obviously you have conflicting views as well. But the commentator said Edward Mendy would definitely have to be the man of the match, because it's going to be a long afternoon for him. And this is the first 10 minutes into the second half.
Yeah.
After that first 10 minutes, it was almost as if I couldn't find him. I couldn't find him.
But
And
look, but let me just say this before we move on to the next point. You went down to 10 men. You stopped defending with 3 at the back, and you started defending with everybody at the back. So obviously, it would be very difficult to get through. Very, very difficult. And that's why sometimes it's hard to play against the teams that play with the low block, and they're very, very defensive. And then they catch you on the counter. And that's what's been happening to Man City a lot. That's what happened to teams like Liverpool a lot, because they play with such a high line, attacking with the ball. Chelsea, they were more than comfortable without the ball, seeing that the circumstances of the game, and they say, okay, break us down.
so it's a team that's properly drilled. We saw the complete opposite at the Etihad with Arsenal, who went down to 10 men, and we saw what they did. So Chelsea was there for the capitulation. We were there for the beating. But the guys, they went out there, they rallied together, and they got the result. So they can be totally confident coming off that, because Manchester City, the best team in England right now, Arsenal went down to 10 men, they punished them. Usually when a team goes down to 10 men, especially in the first half, they're there for the beating. And if you, as a coach,
You are right.
step
You
away
are
and you
right.
don't win that, you should be kicking yourself. How did I not take 3
You
points?
are right. And it goes down to the quality. It comes full circle, the quality of the Chelsea squad as well, because Arsenal played a very defensive setup. And I think when they went down to 10 men, they were defensive, but the quality of players on show wasn't good enough to deal with Man City.
And the same thing, it comes back to your coaching as well. That's why I spoke about the plan B, because Pep Guardiola has a plan in place. Okay, Arsenal went down to 10 men. They're going to try and be compact now. So now we probably have to switch it up. If plan A doesn't work, we go to plan B, we go to plan C. So if playing through the middle doesn't work, we try on the wings. We know Manchester City, they don't oftentimes stretch it wide and ask for crosses in. They usually play to feet. Try something different, and Pep is willing to do that. Jurgen Klopp, I don't know.
So you think Liverpool did not have a plan B to break Chelsea down with 10 men,
yep.
and Chelsea's compactness? And you could be onto something, because you saw when Liverpool came up against an Atletico Madrid, what happened?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So teams that are very defensive but have a high caliber players, it's gonna always give
they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle, because that's why the likes of Cesc Fabregas and Kevin De Bruyne, that's why these guys are regarded as geniuses, and most coaches want these guys in their teams. Philippe Coutinho, he offered that at one point for Liverpool, and since Coutinho left, they switch it up a bit. They have high pressing. Hold on. They have high pressing midfield.
Liverpool go in for somebody like that?
That's what I'm saying. So since Coutinho left, they switch it up a bit, because if you're to go out there now and spend money, because when they got Coutinho from Inter Milan, he cost them $10 million. That was a bargain. You get me? If you're to go out there now and get somebody that offers that for your team, it's going to cost you big money. You get me?
Yeah. The other thing to it, before we just move on, I have one more point on. I have to ask you something about Chelsea, but and it will be an easy answer for you too. Liverpool are trying that with Harvey Elliott. You can see that they're trying.
He's a good player. Yeah.
You see that they brought in Thiago, and that's what Thiago was supposed to offer with the passing range in the middle of the field, but he has not done that to a full extent yet. Let us see what happens. Transfer window's still open. Let us see what happens. But well said, well said.